GIMP can be used to make a complete set of PBR texture maps from a photo or image. Albedo, normal, height, emission, roughness, ambient occlusion, and metallic. The original photo or image is used as the albedo map, also known as the diffuse map or base color map. I am following a procedure described by Jen Abbott in this YouTube video. To create a set of PBR texture maps, the starting photo or image should be a power of 2 and have an alpha channel. See the previous video in this series, GIMP to Blender to Trainz, setting a power of 2, to adjust the image to a power of 2. Open the image to add an alpha channel. Select the Layer menu, then Transparency, then Add Alpha Channel. If Add Alpha Channel is grayed out, the image already has an alpha channel. Open GIMP and load the adjusted albedo map. Select the Filters menu, then Generic, and then Normal Map. Check Flip X and check Flip Y to create an OpenGL normal map. Then select OK. Select the keyboard shortcut Shift plus Command plus the E key or Shift plus Control plus the E key to save the image. Name the image Normal and save in either PNG or TGA format. The format can be added as an extension to the name or by selecting Select File Type by extension and selecting the appropriate format. A height map, also known as a displacement map, is a grayscale map used to add depth when texturing a Trainz asset. White extrudes outwards, and black extrudes inwards. Open GIMP and load the adjusted albedo image. Select the Color menu, then Desaturate, and then Color to Gray. Select OK. Select the Color menu, then Levels. Move the right white color stop to the left to make the image darker, that is, extrude inwards. Move the left black color stop to the right to make the image lighter, extrude outwards. Select OK. Select the Color menu, then Curves. Moving the top curve control to the left makes the image lighter. Moving the bottom curve control to the right makes the image darker. Select OK. The adjustments to the image may take some trial and error. Look at height maps of similar textures from websites such as ambientcg.com to get an idea of how the height map should look. Save the file keyboard shortcut Shift plus Command plus the E key, or Shift plus Control plus the E key to save the image. Name the image Height and save in either PNG or TGA format. An emission map indicates which parts of a Trainz asset emit light, particularly noticeable at night. For example, street lamps, illuminated billboard signs, or rooms within a building with lights on. Emission maps are usually black and white. That is, they do not have shades of gray. White areas indicate textured parts that emit light, and black areas indicate textured parts that do not emit light. Since most Trainz assets do not emit light, an all-black map will suffice. Open GIMP and create a new file, keyboard shortcut Command plus the N key or Control plus the N key. Set the dimensions to that of the albedo map. For example, 1024 by 1024. Save the file, keyboard shortcut Shift plus Command plus the E key, or Shift plus Control plus the E key. Name the image Emission and save in either PNG or TGA format. The roughness map is a grayscale map that determines how rough or matte the surface of a Trainz asset appears, as opposed to how smooth or glossy the surface appears. White is rough and black is smooth. Open GIMP and load the adjusted albedo image. Select the color menu, then desaturate, and then desaturate. Select OK. Select the color menu, then select levels. Moving the right white color stop to the left makes the image darker, that is, glossier. Moving the left black color stop to the right makes the image lighter, that is, more matte. Select OK. Again, the adjustments to the image may take some trial and error. Look at height maps of similar textures. Save the file. Keyboard shortcut Shift plus Command plus the E key, or Shift plus Control plus the E key. Name the image Roughness and save in either PNG or TGA format. The ambient occlusion map adds little to the appearance of a Trainz asset and often can be substituted with an all-white map, that is, no ambient occlusion. White indicates well lit, while black indicates shadows, where ambient light, that is, light shining at an angle, has been blocked. To create an ambient occlusion map representing no ambient occlusion, open GIMP and create a new file. Keyboard shortcut Command plus the N key or Control plus the N key. Set the dimensions to that of the albedo map, for example 1024 by 1024 pixels. Set the foreground to white if it is not already white. Keyboard shortcut, the X key. Select the Paint Bucket tool, keyboard shortcut Shift plus the B key, and fill the image with white. Save the file, keyboard shortcut Shift plus Command plus the E key, or Shift plus Control plus the E key. Name the image Ambient Occlusion, or simply AO, and save in either PNG or TGA format. To create an ambient occlusion map from the albedo image, open GIMP and load the adjusted albedo image. Select the color menu, then desaturate, then color to gray. Select OK. Select the color menu, then levels. Moving the right white color stop to the left makes the image darker, that is, more shadows. Moving the left black color stop to the right makes the image lighter, that is, better lit. Select OK. Select the color menu, then curves. Make an S curve to balance out the light and dark areas. Move the top of the curve to the left and the bottom of the curve to the right. Select OK. Again, adjusting the image may take some trial and error. Look at ambient occlusion maps of similar textures to get an idea of how the ambient occlusion map should look. Save the file, keyboard shortcut Shift plus Command plus the E key, or Shift plus Control plus the E key. Name the image Ambient Occlusion, or simply AO, and save in either PNG or TGA format. Metallic maps are usually black and white, that is, no shades of gray. For non-metallic maps, use an all-black map. I usually duplicate the emission map and name it metallic. To create a metallic map from the albedo, open GIMP and load the adjusted albedo image. Select the color menu, then desaturate, then desaturate. Select OK. Select the color menu and then invert. Select the color menu, then levels. This time, select the white input's color stop and move it to the left to make the metallic areas white. Now select the middle input color stop and move it to the right towards the white input's color stop to make the non-metallic areas black. Select OK. Save the file. Keyboard shortcut Shift plus Command plus the E key, or Shift plus Control plus the E key. Name the image metallic and save in either PNG or TGA format. You now have a complete PBR texture set of 7 maps: albedo, normal, height, emission, roughness, ambient occlusion, and metallic to use to texture your Trainz asset. Once textured, you will need to add the height map to the alpha channel of the normal map to generate parallax, and combine emission, roughness, ambient occlusion, and metallic maps to generate a parameter map. The albedo, normal, plus height, and parameters map are fed into the principled BSDF shader node of Blender to texture Trainz assets before exporting to Trainz.